Here's some nice flowing water. Take a closer look in it and you spot a minnow. But what's that behind the fish's dorsal fin? This particular one has a copepod, also known as an anchor worm. But what's that on the back of the copepod? Is it algae? Yes, that is red alga growing on it. This occurrence, an alga hitching a ride on a copepod, hitching a ride on a fish, has only been observed and reported on twice in North America, both times in Kentucky. Dr. Grady Wells observed this occurrence in 2008, and he reported on it in the most recent Journal of the Kentucky Academy of Science.
This was an unpublished observation from my master's work at Murray State, and I was doing a survey of the fishes of O'Brien Creek for a evaluation of biotic integrity using the Kentucky Index, their IBI. So I had to ID lots of fish from multiple sites throughout the O'Brien Creek watershed. And as you're IDing the fish, you're looking at structures all over their body to, determine what the species is. And I found we commonly see copepods, but then I saw these filaments all over these two individuals. And I mean, I was fresh out of undergrad and had worked for a fish and game agency and thought I had saw a lot, but I had no idea what I was looking at. And my major advisor, Tom Timmons at Murray State, kind of scratched his head also and didn't know what it was. So we included Dr. Gray, the parasitologist, and he didn't know right away what it was. So we kind of put all of our heads together, and over a few months, we found an article that some other scientists had made an observation similar to what we did from back in the early 80s, I believe. So yeah, we just stumbled upon this. There was the copepod, which is a common fish parasite. You will commonly see that association. So the copepod is a parasite on the fish, but you never see kind of a hitchhiker on the copepod that the red alga is. And that relationship is called commensalism. So the red alga is getting a benefit, but as far as we know, there's no negative or positive impact to the copepod, which is obviously getting a positive benefit from the fish, and then the fish is having a negative association with that parasite. So typically interactions in ecology are between two species, but it is very rare to see three involved in this web. And this red alga, as far as I can tell, is common for it to grow on various things. So it's probably an opportunistic situation where it just happened to attach to the hard surface of the copepod, the right place at the right time. But what that means, it's still an unknown area as far as I can tell, and other scientists as well. It's a very, very understudied scenario and just very uncommon to see. We'll add, it only occurs on minnow species. So fishes within family Cyprinidae, the original observation from Butler Creek, there were, I think, 5 minnow species and then 2 minnow species for my study. So that is a kind of neat finding. Minnows are an open water fish. So what that plays into it, I don't know exactly, but I think that is worth mentioning. So I'm a fish conservationist. I actually study rare and endangered fishes. So I'm really not a parasitologist. This is my kind of first effort into this area. But anytime there's something that we don't have an explanation for, I think there's always should be some push or drive to investigate why that is happening. Because that the result could be benign, or it could be driven by habitat degradation and climate change. And that area of West Kentucky, there's a lot of channelization, hydromodification, a lot of sedimentation in the rivers. So, I realize agriculture is very important to the state and to the economy, but years of not so good agricultural practices resulted in a lot of topsoil being kind of muddying up the waters, and then hydro modifications. About every stream in West Kentucky has been channelized in some form where they just straighten out the meanders. So the idea is that the water will move quicker downstream, but the result is that you have flooding. So it could be a result of that. I don't know, but anytime that we have something that is unexplained in science, I think it's very important to try to find why that event is occurring. It could be benign, but most likely it is caused by us or something.
Dr. Wells's report on his findings is one of 6 articles in the most recent Journal of the Kentucky Academy of Science. The journal is available online to members of the Academy. The Kentucky Academy of Science is the state's largest science organization of scientists, teachers, and science advocates. If you'd like to join, please check out our membership info at kyscience.org.